We covered the latest peace process in Afghanistan, and now let me bring in our guest, Khan Saif. He is a freelance journalist in Kabul, Afghanistan. Hello there. Thank you so much for being with us on the show. So Pakistan had reportedly detained a senior Afghan Taliban official, allegedly to pressure the group to return to the negotiating table. But just how much can Pakistan do to mediate between the two sides in Afghanistan, considering trust between Islamabad and Kabul cannot be built in just one day?
Well, there are no doubts Pakistan has a pivotal role to play here. If it wishes to play it, the country has significant clout over the Taliban from years of support, sanctuaries, financial support, logistics, and the military support. The current government in Islamabad is believed to be handpicked by the Pakistan army, the powerful Pakistan army, and it has been the army that has been calling shots, especially on the regional affairs. So the arrest of the Taliban leader and the pressure on the Taliban to come on set for negotiations with Kabul indicate there's a change of heart in Pakistan army, at least for now. We are witnessing positive signs on both sides, which might well be due to the growing US pressure, economic pressure on Pakistan, and fears of US withdrawal from Afghanistan. But historically speaking, the relations between the two countries have never been smooth. The two are engaged in decades-old border dispute from the British colonial era, and the matter of water resources is also a thorny one. But I must emphasize again, if the US pressure is persistent, we might well be in for a peace deal this year.
So, Mr. Saif, let's also talk about the other players in the Afghan peace process. Moscow and Tehran have reportedly maintained contacts with the Afghan Taliban to safeguard and promote their interests in Afghanistan. So, is it possible for Washington to move ahead with the peace process by only getting the support of Islamabad without cooperation from other regional powers such as Iran and Russia?
Well, the contacts between the Taliban, Iran, and Russia are clearly due to desperation among all these three players. The Afghan Taliban have traditionally been in the Sunni Muslim bloc with Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and the rest. Though the Taliban have managed to stage some deadly attacks in Afghanistan close to the border with Iran, with alleged support from Iran's Revolutionary Guards. But in the long term, the Taliban have a lot to lose to stay in the camp of Russia or Iran, because these two countries now have a very weak clout in Afghanistan, particularly since the fall of the Soviet Union. To sum up, yes, Washington can move ahead by just having Pakistan and the Saudis on board. The key here is if these, particularly if Pakistan doesn't ditch the US as we have seen in the past. But nevertheless, the ultimate peace in Afghanistan, in my opinion, cannot be achieved without having Tehran and Moscow on board.